Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2, and we're going to talk about the different objections that your prospect is going to have before you even approach them. So having an idea of these objections will actually help you utilize the method in a more efficient way. In other words, you'll be able to get them closer to actually saying yes. So if you think about the experience that your prospects may have had in the past, they may have had bad experiences with other digital marketers, or they might have good experiences and more. So the questions that they are going to ask are the following. How are you different from everyone else? Now, by utilizing the method that I'm going to show you, that is going to answer this question. It's going to make you stand out upon the crowd because a lot of people aren't doing this. A lot of people are simply blasting a bunch of emails in hopes that somebody is going to bite. Now, if somebody has had a bad experience, they're going to ask, are you going to scam me? Of course, they're not going to, a lot of times they won't ask you that directly, but they're thinking that. But if you provide immense value up front, then guess what? You will gain their trust. So in essence, you're basically answering these questions in their heads. Now, you might be able to think of other objections that are not on this list, and that's great because if you can make sure that you cover your bases and cover as much objections as possible, that is going to help you down the long run. Another thing is a lot of people, especially if they don't have websites or they don't have videos and they just have something like a local store, a lot of them will say things like, well, my customers don't use the web. And a lot of times they'll say that, but they won't really know. Now, due to the recent events, you have people that are wary of actually walking into the local store. So there's a big demand now of getting people online. And because of that situation, people realize that, businesses realize that they need to get on the web. So for the most part, you may not really have to worry about that. You might get a few of people that are into the archaic, traditional, in the dinosaur mentality that they don't need to use the web. So they don't use the web, they think their customers don't. Now, in my opinion, I would not approach these people because they're simply a waste of time. Yeah, you could potentially close the deal, but when you're actually creating the website or even making the videos, a lot of times they don't know what to expect. So they might jump in or they'll have, skeptical, they'll start second guessing and all that. The goal here is to focus on people who have existing websites, have existing videos, and are already doing some sort of online marketing. So in other words, they're trying to do it. They might not necessarily be doing a really good job, whereas that's where you come in. So those types of customers are actually a lot easier to close versus the first one. All right. So you can go beyond existing websites, videos. It really depends on what service you want to offer. So if you're offering video marketing, you're going to want to look for people with videos. So you could go to YouTube and do a search for people that fit a specific business. So obviously they're going to think, will I get more leads? Will I get more sales? Or will I get more profit? Now, obviously, all small business owners or all companies and businesses are going to think this. So they're going to think, if I'm going to hire you to develop a website, will it actually generate me more leads, right? Or more sales or more profit? Another objection is not enough money. And that's why I say approach businesses with existing websites or video because they've already invested a little bit of money into that already. And they already are convinced and they believe in that. Now, if they say not enough money, what you're doing here is you're proving that you offer quality services. So by utilizing this method, you're actually going to resolve this objection because you're going to show that you're different, you provide immense value, and if you use the go narrow method combined with the actual method, then it's really going to make it convert at a higher rate. People are going to come to you because they feel like you actually understand their business. So there are other objections in terms of websites and videos. And for videos, a lot of times the small business owner has a little bit of fear when it comes to videos. So first off, maybe they don't have time to record, or they're worried about being on camera. But one way that I have, at least one thing that I have told a lot of small business owners and got them to, join a service for where they get their videos created is by asking this question. Simply asking them, you know how your customers ask the same questions? And they'll say, yeah, and you can ask them, what are the top 5 questions that everyone asks? And just kind of drill into that. And then they'll tell you those questions, and you could ask, well, question number 1, how many times do people ask you that question? And most of the time they're going to say, well, I have to repeat myself over and over again because I'm going to have to explain to every single customer. Now, what I say to them is, well, by using videos, you can do it once. You simply provide immense value. You'll spend less time answering the same questions. And if it's on your website, which a lot of people actually go to the website to do a little bit of research on that business, they might have watched the video and at least will get an idea about the questions. And when they approach the business owner at that period of time, a lot of times they are actually wanting the service. Now, in terms of websites and other services, we could go on and on and on. Really what it comes down to is to figure out what they're doing at the first place, have they gotten results, and how you can improve on that. All right. So with that said, let's move on to video number 3.